Let's start working on the animation now. Click to select the text object. First, I'll move the text out of the camera view by pressing N and adjusting the transform properties. Now we have to keyframe the location of the text. Let's expand the keyframe editor/animation player section. Move the playhead to frame 12. Hover the mouse over the location property in the transform menu and press the I key to insert a keyframe. Move the playhead to frame 36. Set the Z location property to 0 and press I again to insert a keyframe. For now, I'll set the frame end to 48 frames. Move the playhead to frame 1 and press play. Now we have the animation working. Let's move the second keyframe from 36 to 24 to increase the speed of the animation. Play the animation again and see if it's good enough. Let's switch to Graph Editor. Expand text action and then object transform. Click on Z location and press Shift plus H key. This will hide the other location axis graphs. Now press A to select all the keyframes. Right-click and change the interpolation mode to linear. Click on View menu and enable playback controls. And play the animation. By default, the interpolation mode is set to Bezier curve, which kind of eases into the animation action. We want a slam effect and don't need any easing. Switch back to Dope Sheet Editor. Select and drag the second keyframe from frame 24 to 18. Click on View menu and enable playback controls. Let's play the animation again. Maybe we need to move second keyframe to frame 16. Let's do that. Now we have the slam effect. This should be good. Let's also change the passepartout of camera. Select Camera Object. Go to Camera Properties and expand Viewport Display. Change the passepartout from 0.5 to 0.99. This just darkens the area around camera view to avoid distractions. Next, we will work on the smoke effect. Press Shift plus A to launch Add menu and select Plane Mesh. Adjust the scale of the plane just enough to fit under the text object. Let's rename the objects in the outliner editor. The green plane would be base. The white plane under the text would be smoke emitter. With the smoke emitter selected, go to Particles tab and add a particle system. Under Emission section, change the frame start and end to 16, and lifetime to 5. In the Render section, change the render as to none. Uncheck Show Emitter. In the Viewport Display section, change the display as to none. With the smoke emitter object still selected, click on Object menu. Then Quick Effects and click on Quick Smoke. This adds a smoke domain object. I'll exit the camera view to better view the smoke domain dimensions. Scale down the smoke domain size. Scale along the z-axis. And align to encompass the text. This should be good. We have to edit a few more settings for the smoke domain. Click on the Physics tab in the Properties editor. Set frame end to 48. Enable noise and dissolve properties. Select Smoke Emitter in the Outliner editor and go to Physics tab. Expand the Flow Source section and change it from Mesh to Particle System. Click on the Particle System input field and select the listed particle system. Switch to rendered mode in viewport shading. Add a light object by pressing Shift+A. I will choose Sun. Adjust the light settings in the Light Properties tab. And the location and the angle. Now playing the animation should display smoke on impact. Enter the camera view by clicking the camera icon. Let's test the animation again. Select the smoke domain. Click on Material Properties tab. Expand the volume section to change the color. I'll choose a color that would resemble soil dust. Play the animation to verify the color. Change the buoyancy density to 0.4. To change the smoke density. Replay animation to verify. I'll adjust the lighting a bit more. In the light properties, reduce the strength a bit. Change the light color. And reset the X-axis rotation to 0. Play animation to verify. I'll change the smoke color to greenish yellow. Unhide the base plane in the outliner. Select Base Object. Switch to Edit mode. Subdivide the plane 10 times. Switch back to Object mode. Add a Displace modifier in the Modifiers tab. Click New to add a texture. You can click on the texture icon next to the name, or the texture icon in the Properties window. In Texture Properties, change the type to Clouds. Switch back to Modifiers tab and adjust strength and mid-level of the cloud texture. The base plane might need a few more subdivisions. Tab into Edit mode and add one more subdivision. I like the pattern and I'll leave it as is instead of smoothing. I'll also change the light source type to area from sun. Make a few adjustments to shape, size, and rotation. Let's check how it looks in rendered preview. Play the animation. This looks great. The white patch that you see is the smoke emitter object. This patch wouldn't render when you decide to render the animation. The render as set to none makes sure it doesn't render. The viewport display is set to none, which I think should not display it in the viewport as well. If it bothers you, there's a hacky way to not display it. Temporarily set render as to object. Viewport display as rendered and uncheck show emitter. Now switch back to none in render as and viewport display. The white plane no longer renders in viewport as well. Let's play the animation again to make sure everything is fine. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.